Hoe werkt een Formule 1 windtunnel? Wij waren te gast bij Toyota Gazoo Racing in Keulen en kregen een exclusief kijkje voor en achter de schermen bij de windtunnel waar onder andere McLaren hun Formule 1 bolides heeft getest. Vergeet je niet te abonneren op dit kanaal en ga er maar eens goed voor zitten, want dit is hoe een Formule 1 windtunnel werkt. Hallo beste kijkers, welkom bij een nieuwe video van Racing News 365. Deze keer vanuit Keulen in Duitsland. We zijn hier te gast bij Toyota Gazoo Racing Europe. Waar ze behalve hele snelle en mooie raceauto's ook vooral bekend staan om een geavanceerde windtunnel. Daar gaan we vandaag een kijkje nemen, hier in het pand. Ga je mee? Op naar de windtunnel dus, waar de beheerder van de windtunnel, Antonio Pavesi, op ons wacht om alle geheimen bloot te leggen van de toch wel beroemde windtunnel van Toyota. Good morning, Antonio.
Hello.
Thank you very much for having us at the Toyota Gazoo Racing Europe facility here in Cologne, Germany. We are here to visit the famous wind tunnel. And it's the wind tunnel that you are responsible for. So can you please short explain what your job is about and what your responsibilities are?
Yes, I'm wind tunnel manager for both facilities that we have here at TGRE.
Yeah.
So yeah, my job is quite a various job, I would say. I take care to plan all the activities of the tunnel. I'm responsible of a group of 6 engineers and a group of model maker and operator. So I'm responsible of development of wind tunnel facility because we always try to keep it state of the art. I'm responsible of keeping the tunnel, to maintain the tunnel, to ensure that it's reliable and all the systems are working properly. And of course, we are working quite closely with our customers. So we work for internal projects for Toyota, but we also have many third-party customers. So in my job, I have a strong relationship also with the external customer.
To give our viewers an idea of the scale of this wind tunnel, what we see in the backdrop behind you is only part of the actual structure of the wind tunnel, right?
Yes, what we see behind us is the test section, where we test our model or full-scale cars. The test section has a diameter of, a dimension of about 4 meters by 4 meters, but it's, as you say, it's just part of the tunnel. So the tunnel is a closed-loop wind tunnel. On the other side of the loop, there is the big fan with the, probably we'll see it later.
Yep.
And with a diameter of 6 meters that is used to accelerate the air for the wind tunnel.
This is the tunnel that can be used for full-scale cars, actually.
Yes, the main difference between the two tunnels is that this one can be used for full-scale car. And for this reason, you will see also that the walls of the tunnel are slotted, while in the other tunnel, the walls are completely closed. And this is to reduce the blockage effect of a full-scale car that obviously is bigger than a model.
Yeah, yeah. And you already said that you're working for Toyota Gazoo Racing, of course.
Yeah.
But you also work with customers. In the past, McLaren has been a famous one.
Yes.
Can you talk with us about that for a little bit? How does this relationship, how do you manage these? And how do they contact you to begin with?
McLaren contacted us it was 2010 when Toyota stopped with the Formula 1 program. Of course, it was known that our wind tunnel was a state-of-the-art wind tunnel for Formula 1, so there were many Formula 1 teams interested to see our tunnel and eventually to test in our tunnel. So McLaren contacted us in 2010. And yes, at the beginning they came here for some trial session. They, of course, they've seen our system, and basically they decided to come testing here. And it was a very long cooperation because it ended in summer last year. Yeah. So it was a very good relationship with McLaren, and of course it has been sad to lose such an important customer.
Yeah.
But yes, life goes on.
Does it harm Toyota in any way? Them leaving, maybe financially or so?
Of course, there was some worry because it was the second tunnel was almost exclusively for McLaren.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
But luckily, we managed to replace McLaren with other projects. So now the second tunnel is also fully busy at the end. There have been some months where we didn't know exactly what would happen.
Yeah.
But luckily we have been able to keep busy also the other tunnels.
Yeah.
At the moment.
You said that you luckily found new customers. One of those has been revealed as being Andretti F1
Yes.
team.
Yeah.
Can you tell us something about when they contacted you for this purpose?
Yes, they contacted us in the, I don't remember exactly, I think middle of last year.
Yeah.
So at the end we built a model for them.
Yeah.
A Formula 1 model has been built here, and already in the last month of 2023, they start testing in our wind tunnel number 2, and now they are actually testing in our wind tunnel. So it's.
Is that common for the way you work? That you make the models for the customer?
Yes, it's common, but there are customers that they come with their model.
Okay.
There are customers that ask us to design and to produce a model for them. We can do both. So we have a team of model makers that can build model, can execute tests in the tunnel. Obviously they do for our projects like the Le Mans car, but we can do it also for customers, and we do it quite regularly.
We walked around the wind tunnel for a bit already. You told us that this allows for one-to-one scale cars, models or actual cars. What is the benefit of using a wind tunnel over the use of, for example, CFD?
There have been big discussion if one day wind tunnel will stop to be useful and will be completely replaced by CFD, but I think it's shown that this is still not possible, and I don't think it will be possible also in the near future. First of all, you need the wind tunnel to calibrate your CFD tool, because CFD results are based on theory, but at the end you need to prove the theory and you need to calibrate your CFD tool, and this can be done only in the wind tunnel. So at the end what you want to see is that the results given by CFD are the same that are in the tunnel. And then of course CFD is a very powerful tool to develop concept, of course, but at the end, when you go to the accuracy of the detail, you still need the tunnel. And at the end, the tunnel is you must always have a correlation from CFD to the full-scale car on the track, but in the middle you always have the tunnel, because there you have the steady condition and you can really prove that your work in CFD is correlating.
It's a popular word, isn't it, in motor racing, correlation. Yeah,
correlation it's a bit our, as wind tunnel group, is a bit our nightmare, because
it can be daunting, I can imagine.
Because when there is a problem on the car, when something on the car on the track doesn't work as they expect, the first thing is the correlation. We have a bad correlation between tunnel and the reality. And then the question comes, why? Where is the problem? Is it the tunnel itself? Something is not working properly? Is it on the car, the formation of parts or things like that? So, but yes, basically correlation is a word that I hear quite often.
Were there cases that customers came back to you saying, well, the correlation isn't all that good, so our relationship ends here?
No.
It's always being solved.
Yes, of course. No, this never was so bad, but of course there were cases that they were having correlation problem, and then we had to start quite difficult investigation, because sometimes you really need to analyze all the data to try to understand if the problem is coming from the tunnel and where. So.
And as always, the devil is probably in the details. Of course. With having multiple customers, how do you maintain confidentiality between those parties? Is that just a matter of removing the right USB stick, or I can imagine big safety measures are in place.
Yes. So USB stick is something that doesn't exist anymore, also because of our safety rules from Toyota. So to exchange data with customer, we use secure data system. But here, basically here, everything is managed with the help of our IT department. So each customer has his own folder with different IP addresses. So there is no way for a customer to see the data of another customer from, let's say, IT point of view. And then also important is the confidentiality during the normal working day. Therefore, in our workshop where we build the model, where we prepare the model, we have separated areas. We have the possibility to have here even 2 or even 3 different customers at the same time, but do in a way that they don't meet each other. They don't see one customer cannot see the model of the other customer, and everything is regulated by badge. So you set the rights of the doors and these kind of things. So it's a very, very crucial point, confidentiality.
Yeah, and the wind tunnel has been in place for a little over 2 decades now, so that would probably mean that the F1 cars would have been in this place as well, right?
Yeah. Until 2010, this tunnel was used only for Formula 1 for Toyota. And then from 2010 onwards, we had McLaren in the other tunnel, but also other Formula 1 team came here, and they work both also in this tunnel. We had other Formula 1 team at the same time with McLaren.
Yeah. So you have been, well, at least partly responsible for the 2010 Toyota Formula 1 car, the car that has never driven.
Yes.
Does it still hurt you today that that car didn't win on track? Because it would have been quite competitive, it was said.
Yes, we were quite sure. The result in the tunnel were looking really a big step compared to the 2009 car. That was already a good car that did podiums and some pole position and things like that. So, it has been said. But I must say that then the Le Mans, the WC project is really an exciting one. I was really liking, it's different, but I was really liking a lot also the new project. And I also like to work with multiple customers, with third-party customers, so make my job more various compared to the Formula 1. Formula 1 was nice to have this one race every week, and you see this. But now it's, from a technical point of view, it's probably maybe more challenging now than at the Formula 1 time.
Winning all the championship in WEC, did that make up a little bit for the failed F1 project?
Yes.
Or don't you consider it a failed project?
At the end, I consider that it was not, it failed because we didn't win, but I think we had everything to win. So this is disappointing that we didn't manage to win, even if everything was there to win. And of course, the Le Mans has been, winning all these Le Mans has been a big satisfaction for us, but it has been a process that took long. So we had some hard time before to arrive there. So maybe this makes things even nicer now. But
and in your role as a wind tunnel manager, do you work with the drivers as well? Can they deliver you feedback that is useful for you to?
Not directly. They are more in contact with the aerodynamic engineers. Basically, my job is to give the best possible tool to the aerodynamic engineer to develop the car, also based on the feedback of the drivers. But personally, I do not have a really direct contact with the driver, apart when they come here to visit the tunnel. Of course, I know them, but it's not part of my job.
Okay. And talking about this wind tunnel particularly, how advanced is it, and is it suitable to use for years to come, or does it at some point need an update? Or
no, of course we update the tunnel every year. Every year we have a certain budget that we plan for tunnel update, and to keep it state of the art for Formula 1 level, but also a job that we did over the last years is really to make it more flexible to do different things. Now we can do, for example, we work a lot with motorbikes, road bikes, but also MotoGP is not a secret. We have MotoGP team coming to test in our wind tunnel. We work with airplanes. We are able to do homologation tests for WLTP for road cars. So we develop our system to be able to follow multiple projects and to meet the requirements of different kind of customer. This has been necessary after the stop of the Formula One project.
So how many years or how many days a year is this wind tunnel fully operational? It's a quiet day today, but
it's a quiet day today because at the Formula One time, we were testing every day. And also in the other tunnel is more or less like that now.
Okay.
But having multiple customers, you need some days to prepare the tunnel to swap from one customer to the other.
Yeah.
For example, with when you test model scale, you need the big strut that you see behind me.
Yeah.
When you test with the full scale, you remove it.
Yeah.
Or if we test with motorbike, we install what we call the motorbike testing platform, all these kind of things. So therefore, there are few downtime days per year to prepare the tunnel for the next project.
Do you always feel a Toyota Gazoo employee, or do you sometimes also even feel like a McLaren employee, working with them? Maybe not for them. Yeah.
Of course, I'm Toyota Gazoo employee. I go. I really feel involved also in the Le Mans project. I like to go every year. I go to Le Mans since 2012. But of course, I'm also supporting a lot our customer in Formula One, but also the motorbike. Really, I feel when our customer win a race, I feel that I also. Somehow. I feel to be part of it, together with a group of people working in the tunnel.
Ontzettend gaaf natuurlijk om een echte windtunnel van binnen te zien, maar dit was nog lang niet alles. Want dit is al helemaal een zeldzaam gezicht. Antonio gaf ons een exclusief kijkje achter de schermen en zo stonden we ineens in een gigantische tunnel met een ventilator van maar liefst 6 meter doorsnee. Deze tunnel is een zogenaamde closed loop en heeft als functie de lucht te versnellen die wordt gebruikt om de modellen te testen op de lopende band waar we zojuist nog waren. En niemand kan dat beter uitleggen dan Antonio zelf natuurlijk.
You see something that not many people have seen. So it's our fan. So the big fan that we use to accelerate the air up to 70 meters per second. That means 250 kilometers per hour. For testing in our wind tunnel. So the fan is a diameter of 6 meters. It's quite a huge machine with a big electric motor inside it. Yeah, it's a bit the heart of the tunnel. It's unique because it has been built for Formula One team. That is, let's say, the top of motorsport. Over the years, we managed to keep it state of the art for Formula One. But at the same time, we managed to make it flexible to test many other kind of projects. So I think we combine the top level required by Formula One with the flexibility to test for many different kinds of application. Formula One, for one sport, wind tunnel is quite a big one. So there are not many. Of course, the top Formula One team now they are all tunnel, but there are not many tunnels with the industry made. Also the test section is quite big and this is the big advantage.
Door de immense grootte van de ventilator vraag je jezelf meteen af: hoe zit het met de veiligheid? Staan we hier goed? Zouden we hier überhaupt kunnen staan als de ventilator aan zou staan? En kan hij eigenlijk wel aanstaan als er mensen in de windtunnel aanwezig zijn? Antonio stelde ons gelukkig meteen op ons gemak.
Luckily, it's not possible. We have some safety system to come in. We have to open the door, and it's still open. And there, of course, there is a safety limit switch. And when this door is open, there's no way to turn on the fan. So here, even when the fan is running at high speed, here you can stand. But of course, in the test section where you have a contraction to accelerate the flow, in the test section you cannot stand. When you run at wind speed at 150 km per hour, you cannot stand there. The forces are The speed, at the end, the speed is decided by the customer. Each customer has different requirements. For example, Formula One customers are limited by rules to test at maximum 50 meters per second. That means 180 kilometers per hour. And of course, the forces are smaller. But we're still speaking about big forces. To give you an idea, the main balance to measure the forces on the motors has a maximum load in Z direction, the downforce on the car of 5,200 newtons, or 520 kilograms, more or less. Also the track, the force in X direction is 250 kilograms, the maximum for the main balance, but the maximum for the wind can be even more, depends also on what is done. The gap between the blades of the fan and the structure of the tunnel is very small, I'm speaking about less than 1 centimeter, and this is critical. Therefore, you can imagine if one of the blades will touch the metal, the structure, you will have a big disaster, it will destroy everything. So this is one of the critical things, therefore on monthly basis we do a maintenance, and this is one of the things that we always check, the gap between the blade and the tunnel. Another critical factor, for example, is the distance between during testing, the distance between the model, car that you're testing in the tunnel, and the rolling road. Because the rolling road is running at the same speed of the wind, so 180 km per hour or 250 km per hour. And with the model we arrive up to 0.6 millimeter distance. And if you imagine there, if you touch, you can have a big disaster. You will destroy the roller road, the model. Therefore, the position of the model is controlled in a closed loop using lasers that are under the model with an accuracy of 0.1 millimeter. And we absolutely need to avoid any kind of contact between the model and the roller road. Even if our customer are asking us to go as close as possible to the roller road for aerodynamic reasons.